This conference will now be recorded.
Peace, love, and light. You already know it's Truths and Beliefs coming to you with a market update on 2/22/22. Pluto return. So let's go ahead and look at what's happening in the market. Start off with Bitcoin. Currently coming in at 37K, 37,600. It's fluctuating. It's at 23K right now. So right now with Bitcoin, what I see happening, we're looking at the daily chart. First, we need to break through these levels of resistance, which is coming in at 38,352. That's the previous price high, the body high of yesterday. And then the wick of the candlestick is coming in at $39,506. So until we make a higher high of the body close, we won't continue to see prices move up. But as we can see too, we still have strong negative momentum on the MACD, but we can also see a reversal coming on the RSI. And we consider this a lower low and a higher high on the RSI. Lower low in price. Actually, it's not even a lower low. I couldn't even consider this a lower low. We can consider this a lower high and a higher high on the indicator, which would be a sign of hidden bearish divergence. So what potentially we can see happen is price rally back up to at least the green line coming in at 39,651, and then being rejected back down to lower prices. That's what I see happening on a daily for Bitcoin. On the weekly, we can see that Bitcoin needs to get above the 236, which is coming in at 41,457. And also on the week, we do have weakening negative momentum. But I believe that will play out until we reach at least the 100-day moving average again, which is coming at $35,946, or pushing all the way back down to $32,950. That's what I can see happening in Bitcoin on the weekly. On the 4-hour, we see that we've been having a big sell-off since the 17th, when the 20-day moving average crossed over the other moving averages on the 4-hour. As I mentioned, from the daily, and we can see here on the MACD that we are getting some slight positive momentum to coming on the MACD, which can essentially just shoot price up to the 20-day moving average coming in at 38K514 on the 4-hour chart. So that's what I can see happening from here. And once we get to these levels of touching the 20-day moving average, that's when I usually like to play the downside, either short or discharge debt. And you could have played the same position from here. Once you identified the crossover of the 20-day moving average, you could have been shorting or discharging debt that entire time. That's just one way to look at it. So I won't confirm a reversal until we make, essentially until we get back up above 41K on the daily. But small increments, we definitely need to get back above 39,651 for Bitcoin. We can go ahead and look at Ethereum. Ethereum right now is showing on the daily. Let's just start off with the weekly. On the weekly, we can see that we have weakening negative momentum with Ethereum. Right now in the weekly, we can just see that in real time, price should just turn red for the body and candle wick. And essentially, we can see price come back down to 24.47, which wouldn't surprise me. Find support at a 236 at that level, 24.47. And then we can reassess from there. Also, price could come back down to the 100-day moving average, which is coming in at $2,217. We did get a previous wick down the week of January 24th, 2022. So maybe this time we'll get a body all the way down at the 100-day moving average. We'll see how that plays out. Looking on the daily, we can see that we do still have negative momentum on the MACD. From this area here, the 22nd through the 28th of January, we did have consolidation along the 236, which I see price coming back down to the 236 as I mentioned on the weekly, potentially seeing some consolidation again, finding support, and then pushing back up to the 382. But until we do find support, we can assess if price will push back up unless we see some divergence, which I don't see right now. So that's just story for Ethereum. Let's even look at the 4-hour really quick. 4-hour, same situation. We could potentially see the price going back down to about, yeah, even below the 236. But we want to hold the 236. Price could potentially go back down to $2,326. So let's see how that all plays out. Look at this other Ethereum chart here. A failed play out from the descending triangle, and as you can see, we did come back into the descending triangle, retested the top of the triangle, and now I see us pushing all the way down from the peak to the 236, which is aligning with this area from the previous chart, and then from there potentially seeing this whole play out, pushing price back up to about $3,926. That's what I see for Ethereum. But right now, you want this to play out either coming back and closing above descending triangle, which will be about 2,600, and I would say 50. But until then, back down we go, in my opinion. Go ahead and look at SOL. Let's look at it on a weekly. So as we can see, SOL is below the 50-day moving average on a weekly. Let me just go ahead and put this up really quick. So SOL is below the 50-day moving average on the weekly, currently holding support currently coming in at $58.34. We did have a wick down to $81.06, which is corresponding almost with the previous high from August 16th, 2021, which was coming in at $82. And we can see on the weekly we do have weakening negative momentum, but as we can see how that played out the last turn, it turned weak and kept pushing back down. To be honest, we would need to hold above $80 and break above $107. So let me show this. So we can see price ping pong between this area. But let's even pull out the fib. So essentially, before we even get back in the race, we need to get above the 50-day moving average, which is at 107.45. Need to hold $80, and then to keep moving up to the next level above the 236, we need to push above 123.18. But we can also see that the 20-day moving average is coming down, and that will become resistance as well. So then we'll need to make it above that 20-day moving average. But the first steps we have right now is holding support at 80, getting back above 107, and this is on a weekly. On the daily, we can see that price. Let me zoom in. Price needs to get back up to 97 to break above the 20-day moving average, but we can also see on the daily. Let me fix this ready. You can see on the daily that, sheesh. You can see on the daily that the 20-day moving average crossed back over under all the other moving averages since December 11th, and it's been bearish since. So until we get a cross back up, we find support above the 20-day. We tried to find it. What day was this? Between February 5th and 9th. Price broke back down and continued the downtrend. I see another push up coming to happen but this time we do need to find support above the 20-day, or prices will keep going down. Next level I see about $60, $70, $67. So that's what I see happening for Sol. Look at Avax. Had to fib up on the wicks real quick. Let me peep Sol. Hold up. Yeah, I don't see any divergence. Fix this. Nope. Let's go ahead over to Avax real quick. Basically the same situation for the majority of the tokens right now. We can even take, we can leave the fib on, but really we just use the moving averages right now. We can see that. Let's look at the weekly. On the week, we do have Avax starting off below the 20-day moving average. We did get wicks up almost to the 50 last week. And this week, we closed with the body below the 20-day moving average. So what I can see happening here is price coming back down to about 59, which is corresponding to the 50-day moving average. For that to change, let's just look at the line chart right now. We would need to get back above $75. Currently we're at $72.51. So on the week, we need to close above 75 before February 28th. If not, we'll be back down to 59. In my opinion, on the daily, we can see that a trend has been formed, an upwards trend that we need to hold, and that can potentially get us back above 75. But you can see that the moving averages of the 100, the 200, and the 50 are all coming in as resistance. So we would essentially need to break through the 50 and 100 while allowing the 20-day to hold as support, which is $80. Or the moving averages could come back down as price moves sideways, and then the 20-day moving average could scoop up the price and bring it back up above 80, breaking back above the 236 to 75, then reach the next target of the 382 of 89. But right now, personally, I'm looking for more downside. We can just potentially see a quick run up to the 20-day, which is about 11% if you're a trader. We can go ahead and look at Luna really quick. Luna, same situation. You can see we have a bearish trend. The moving averages are on the down. 20-day moving average crossed over the 50 and 100 since January 22nd. Price is coming back up to test the 20-day. You can see that's been rejected 2 times by the 20-day. So this third time, we'll see what happens. I do see some positive momentum, which is different than what we've been seeing. and we do have higher lows on price. Then we got, it's a higher low here and a higher low here. So maybe, let's look at the weekly. And price is still bullish on Luna, but as you can see, we have strong negative momentum coming in. So I wouldn't be surprised if price does get rejected by the $56 20-day moving average on the weekly, and push back down to the 20-day moving average on the weekly, my apologies, then push back down to the 50-day moving average on the weekly, which is coming in at $40. That's what I could see happening. And we'll see how that plays out. So set an alert if I was you for $53, for about $54, crossing up at the alert. Go ahead and edit your alert on trading view. Once crossing up at 56, you do it every time, one time, whatever actions you want to notify you. And that's how I would play that situation. We could look at XRP. We can see XRP was rejected by the 200-day, rejected again by the 100-day, rejected by the 200-day February 8th, rejected by the 100-day February 12th, rejected by the 100-day again on the 19th, and then dropped below the 50 and the 20. So now what I see is price coming back down to this level of support here, which is about 60 cents, and that is a 13% decrease from where we are now. That is on the daily. If we can't hold the support here, next price target would be about 52 cents first. First level of support, second level, yep, so that's what I see on XRP on the daily. My apologies. Let's look at what's happening on the weekly for XRP. Still nothing crazy. You can see that price is holding above, actually it's below the 100-day moving average on the weekly. The 100-day moving average is currently coming in at 70.60, and price right now is 0.7013. And as I mentioned, you can go back down to it is corresponding to different levels of support to it. Is 59, about 60 cent level, all the way back from February 21st, February 8th, 2021. Coming in at February 15th, 2021, that week, July 19th, 2021, and now January 24th, 2022. Previous resistance becomes support. The resistance here and here became support here. Now we have another support here and here. And as we can see on the weekly, we do have weakening negative momentum, but that can change pretty quick as we've seen here. So what I see happening is either a push up. If we break above the 50 and the 200-day, we can move up. But as we've seen on the lower time frames, which tell the story of the bigger picture, I don't expect to see that right now. And as we can see on the 4-hour, we're all the way down on the RSI, which would allow price to come back up to this 20-day And as we can see, the 20-day did cross over. The other moving average is starting off on the 19th, so that will push price down because the 20-day will become resistance now. So as you can see, we're trying to move up here on the 4-hour. Right now we're at 12 UTC time. Another half a day left to see what happens with price. And right now, I'm looking to the downside. The last one, block. Block has not been looking good. We see we had a parabolic shoot up. I've learned my lessons as well. Never get in projects when they first start. There'll always be a pullback. I mean, unless you get in super early, like the people that got in the week of October 25th, 2021. I mean, to be honest, if you were holding right now, you wouldn't be in profit unless you got in that first week when it came out. And I'm pretty sure all the people, I can't even say that I'm sure, who knows what he did, but people are taking profit right now. And some people are losing. Just based on the Fed for block, I see price going back down to 0.00775. And the low we have here is 0.00250. So we can expect prices to go back to the opening prices of when Blocktopia was released on KuCoin. But my first target or support on the weekly will be 1 cent. Can't hold 1 cent. And we're back all the way down. Yep, this is what I see. Hope you find this helpful. Have a great rest of your week. Let's keep pushing through. You already know, crypto entrepreneurs, building wealth, one token at a time, one day at a time. Let's get it. Peace.